So where are we at with wars and rumors of wars at the moment? And it is chaos, like never seen before. I mean, it's ramped up to so many new levels under Trump now with everything he's doing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying I saw this one coming, that it is crazy. It's literally on the verge. And so many headlines out there. NATO's former Deputy Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, Sir Richard Sharef, wrote in the Daily Mail saying, though many will find it unthinkable, we must be prepared to call up our reservists and make plans for conscription. Trump has left us no choice. Right? Then Trump says Zelensky and Putin must get together. US President Donald Trump said that Ukraine's Zelensky and Russia's Putin will have to get together to end the war between Moscow and Kiev. That's after he said he didn't need him there because he didn't do anything to achieve any peace up until now anyway. Now he's saying they need to meet. President Zelensky has now said he would step down if it would guarantee peace. This is after Trump said he should step down and there should be new elections because they've been stopped completely since the war began, and Zelensky's now already over his term. So now Zelensky said fine, he's willing to step down if it means peace in Ukraine, saying he could exchange his departure for Ukraine's entry into NATO. Zelensky warned that about $15 billion of previous pledges of US military aid was yet to be delivered. Missing in action, stored in the back of Biden's ice cream shop maybe, who knows? We are closer to all-out war in Europe and in Asia and in the Middle East than most people realize. People, that is World War III. Everyone is busy with it. Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and that's not even touching on drug wars and unrests and things like that all over the world. Fredrickson, we will arm massively. Denmark is facing a massive buildup of the defense. On Wednesday, an action plan will be presented. That's last week, says Prime Minister met Fredrickson during a question hour in the Parliament. And then, amongst all of this, our person of interest steps to the front of the stage. Saudi prince has stepped in as power broker in Trump's New World Order. Interesting headline, don't you think? In the evolving geopolitical landscape of 2025, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, has emerged as a pivotal power broker, leveraging his unique relationships with both US Donald Trump and Russian Vladimir Putin. As the de facto ruler of Saudi Arabia, MBS is positioning the kingdom at the center of critical diplomatic efforts, particularly concerning conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza. So pretty much the two big ones. He's right at the center of that. The negotiations take place in Saudi Arabia at Riyadh. He is pivotally involved in every single thing. He's using his influence. It highlights Saudi Arabia's strategic importance in global diplomacy and MBS's influence in bridging dialogues between major powers. Simultaneously, MBS is spearheading efforts to counter President Trump's controversial proposals regarding Gaza. And so it carries on. By balancing relationships with global powers and addressing regional challenges head-on, MBS has redefined the kingdom's role in international affairs, navigating the complex web of alliances and conflicts to assert Saudi Arabia's influence in shaping the new world order. Oh, what webs we weave when at first we learn to deceive. They're at the center of the web. They have intricate relationships with all players, and they are the number one person to facilitate everything for the new world order. Their words, not mine, just highlighting for you what's lining up with the Word of God. MBS is stepping up in 2025. Interesting, don't you think? The US launches a nuclear missile to show warfare readiness. Now, this happened on Wednesday last week. They finally took their Minuteman out and Minuteman 3, and they launched it successfully as a show of strength. Obviously no nuclear warhead in it, but it worked successfully and it showed that America is now ready to face any challenges coming its way, and as a counter to anything Russia is showing in their readiness. Denmark arms to defend themselves with billions of dollars. They are establishing a fund to boost defense, says Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. There will be 50 billion Danish kroner, equivalent of 70 billion Swedish kroner, in the fund, and the first half is to be used this year, while the rest is to be spent in 2026. The announcement came as concerns were raised since the US made statements that Europe cannot take military presence on the continent for granted. Trump gave them an ultimatum. The US has given Europe 3 weeks to agree on terms to end the Ukraine war. If they don't, the US will withdraw from Europe. Boom. Brilliant. I think it's excellent. It really is. And it's clever. No more free rides. No more US troops babysitting Europe while their leaders drag their feet. He just put NATO and Ukraine on notice. 3 weeks is all they have. If they don't sign the deal, America is out. NATO needs the US more than the US needs NATO. And now he's actually proving it. If Europe doesn't want to end the war and take responsibility for their own security, why should we stay, he says. The United States is done being Europe's ATM and attack dog. Predictably, European leaders lost their minds. They never thought Trump would actually do it. Now, come on, even I thought Trump would do it, and I'm a South African. How did they never think Trump would do it? Biden would never do it. He was looking for a new ice cream shop. But Trump, we know Trump would do it and follow through on the threat. So, chaos among nations, old alliances crumbling and falling apart, anger between different leaderships, all of the European leaders and Keir Starmer heading to the US to try and have meetings with Trump. And I mean, even Macron, when he arrived at the White House, he wasn't even met by Trump at the front door. Power move. And they're all trying to get Trump to change his mind and look at it from their perspective. And Trump's pretty set for now, by what I see, on his course of action to get this thing done. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. But mark my words, wars and rumors of wars, nations in distress like never before and ramping up at alarming speeds. Time is really, really short. Keep looking up. Shalom.